I want to talk to you about Bonnie because I think she may be one of my favorite characters I've seen depicted in Punjabi cinema specifically. And just generally, I think one of my favorite female characters in the last couple of years. I think because of her emotional quotient, I think that she shows her emotions and there's a vulnerability to that. Tell me a little bit about Bonnie and sort of the emotional quotient and the grasp that she has and understanding that as an artist yourself.
She's come to a point in her life where there's so much pain and there is so many memories that she has to live with, but she has to move on at a point of time to start to understand that she has to live this life,
Hmm.
because that's her own. And I think that nice transition from being somebody who was in pain to being in love, but to not forget her first love is what Jagdeep Sandhu has done beautifully with the character. So I can't take credit for it because he's done it beautifully, and I think that's what people love.
What's your favorite part about Bonnie?
I
Hmm.
don't think I'll ever be able to pick one. I think definitely I know people love the part where it gets emotional, but my favorite part is every time she gave it back to Ammy Virk. Every time she gave it back to Shiva,
Me
I was like,
too.
this is it, loving it. Yeah,
Me too.
so
I
that's my
agree.
favorite.
Tell me, Sargun, one of the things that I'm starting to I'm Punjabi myself, and one of the things that I'm really enjoying is sort of, the plethora of scripts that are coming out in Punjabi cinema, more and more female characters who are strong, who are opinionated, who are, saying what they have to say, which I think is very important. But also, I think there is a huge push, especially from the North American audience, that they want to see more North Indian cinema in North America. Tell me a little bit about the transition or the shift, or maybe there was never one. I think there was one, but maybe you disagree with me. Tell me about the transition or the shift that I perceive where Punjabi cinema is starting to gain more momentum worldwide. Do you think that's the case as well?
Of course it is. It's media is always an evolving kind of stream. No matter where you are, everything has to grow at a point of time when you feel that the audience is evolving, they're accepting you. So back 6 years back when I joined the Punjabi industry, there was literally 10 films a year,
Right.
exactly 10 films. So I would get offered about four, five, six of them, and to a time today that there are 70 films being made. So, there's only more work when there's more demand.
Right.
So, there's a lot of people who prefer watching cinema like the Punjabi cinema because one, we represent their culture, we represent their language, we feel closer to home.
Right.
And I think in terms of scripts also, we're coming up with a lot of more original ideas. There's emotion, there's fun, there's the intense emotion in films like Qismat, and then there's the intense fun that we have in a few films. So what happens is that people get to enjoy a bit of both.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that I also didn't know about our Punjabi culture, which I have learned through our films. Because those are things that are lost in transition, lost in books. But when you see it on the big screen, you see it on the theater, there are things that keep, sometimes when people ask me Karwa Chauth kya hai, people remember the Karwa Chauth from DDLG because that's how they've always thought of it. They think of
Right.
festivals from movies, things from movies, because that is
It's
something that goes on and on and on. So we're also very careful of what we're showing because we know that once it's printed on that, people are going to remember it for years to come.
right.
And generations next to us who haven't seen this era are going to see it through our eyes, through the eyes of cinema, because that's what's printed.
Hmm.
So yes, and I think that Punjab being so big and Punjabis being literally everywhere in the world, they have now realized that we're also doing good work as compared to Bollywood. And sometimes they prefer us over them. Sometimes they put us at the same status, and sometimes a bit below. But we're getting there.
No, for sure. And I'll say, from my perspective, especially in the Greater Toronto area, that Punjabi films are always given preference in theaters as well. I think part of the reason why is just the population here. But yes, we definitely get a lot of our cultural nuances and get to know about festivals and things like that through watching cinema as well. Tell me, Sargun, and I know that you're short on time, so I'll wrap up with this last question. Tell me, through the journey of playing Bonnie, I mean, Bonnie in 2018, Bonnie now in 2021, what has been probably your biggest learning lesson through playing this particular character?
Um, I don't know, maybe just not take life too seriously. It just seems so short. Every time I look at Bunny, I'm like, oh my God, she's dead again. Just live your bloody life, you know? You don't know what's going to happen next. And love like it's your last day. Literally live like it's your last day. Not last day in a morose sense, but last day in the sense having to know that you don't know what's going to come tomorrow. And there's just so much to learn, so much to, value, so much to be happy for, so much to be thankful for. And I feel that living Bani, I've always felt like, oh my God, I don't want to cry about this. I don't know what I have tomorrow, So I just feel that she's given me a lot.
Fantastic. I agree. Again, as I said before, she's probably one of my favorite female characters that have been depicted on screen the last couple of years. So, huge congratulations to you on Qismat 2. And I know it's already on C5. So, all the very best. Thank you so much for joining me and take care. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.